favorite YouTube channels right now is Elijah and Christine, and for Christmas I sent all my favorite YouTubers pins to their P.O. boxes just because it's something I wanted to do. So I'm having the best time watching their like new video for Elijah's birthday, and I'm just like freaking out because I'm just very excited that Christine is wearing my I'm subtle pin because, you know, they're so subtle. Oh, I'm having a wonderful time. We're gonna sit there. What up, vlog? I'm in my big empty apartment because today I'm moving all my stuff into a pod to move back to Detroit. Well, not back to Detroit. I've never lived there, but that's where my parents live. So, you know, living in LA has been super fun. I really think I could make it work if I could stay, but I am out of money. I wasn't making enough money. I don't know what I want to do, and it's a big mess. But the right call right now is to go home and build up some funds to try something else. And I feel a little screwed out of this situation, but I can't change it now. So we are moving today. But this is the last week of the LA project, and I started it 6 months after I lived here. And when I moved here with my best friend at the time and his girlfriend, and for a reason that's not super clear to me still, the short version is they kind of up and bailed. They switched some things on me. They cost me some money because we just communicated poorly after a certain point. I didn't really understand, but arguing wasn't helping. So we agreed to go our own way, and that cost me too. So I'm not trying to like say it's their fault, but I kind of blame them for a lot of things, and I'm sure they blame me for a lot of things, but it was really hard. It was really hard to move here. I'm 2,600 miles away from anything I know. I built a huge social structure and network in Virginia, and I was leaving it. I lived there for like 6 years. Moving here was really hard. I knew it would be a culture shock, but it was a big culture shock. And I was alone for a lot of it. I was alone. And I didn't expect to be. Like, I came out here with my friends, and, you know, I didn't think I'd be as alone as I ended up being. And that happens, I guess. And I worked jobs I hated. I tried jobs I never thought I would ever see. And I made a lot of money, and I made no money. I was unemployed at some point. I switched roommates. I went from having 2 that we were fighting with to 1 that I like knew from high school once upon a time. You know, I had reptile friends for the first time with my reptile society. I had art friends. You know, I made friends with Natasha, who owns her own business, and it's just like fun. Like, she just creates a fun environment, and I learned a lot just from observing and listening to her, and like that was cool. It was nice to meet people that I always wanted to know. And it sucks that I have to now leave and go to Detroit, where maybe I won't meet those people. And maybe I will. Like, you can't assume a lot these days. But, you know, I moved to LA, and I just, like, wasn't a fan when I moved here. I could take it or leave it. I never really had a desire to move here. I moved here for the sake of a business I was chasing, and it just fucking fell apart when I got here. And like, I moved here because I thought it would help me in one way. and it really wasn't helping me for a while. And then it did. And, you know, I've met celebrities that I've admired, and I had great experiences. I've worked with some. With the thing that made me weird in a room to a lot of people is what made me special here. And I never had low self-esteem about my interests, but it feels good that when you're in a green room full of people that you think are more interesting than you, who help write Britney Spears' music and who are performing at the show and who you've watched music videos of and heard their hits on the radio. And it's really cool when you're in that room with those people, and the thing that made you weird, being the snake girl, captivates that room, and everyone wants to talk to you, and everyone wants to know about your pet and your snake and the things you love to teach people about. And like, that's kind of a really good parallel of what LA ended up being like for me. So it's hard to leave, but now I have some roots growing in here, and I've met some people, and I can always come back now, and I know what to expect, and I know I'll be back. But it's moving day now, and I'm going for broke. I will have $0 by the time I get home after paying for everything here I have to pay for to move and tie up my loose ends. So that sucks. That's not a good feeling. I've always had money in my bank account since I was working, and now I won't. But I'm gonna rise up and build up from this even more than I ever have before. So I have faith that it will be fine. So that's kind of my big thing. It's a really bittersweet time today moving, especially since it's raining. But I didn't come here as a fan of LA, and now I am, and I'm excited to come back, whatever that means. So that's it, vlog. Inspection soon, and I haven't gotten a security deposit back from a landlord in 3 years, so I'm really hoping this goes well. But right now it's just Ruben and I. He's in his temporary house. It's been a pain in the ass to get him up to 85 degrees. I've bought like 3 light bulbs, an extra lamp, which is crazy because I had a ton of lamps, but I packed them all. Just a couple more days, and I don't know how I can make this apartment any cleaner than it is right now, so better fucking work out for me. Gosh. Skin of my teeth, guys. Skin of my teeth. Here's a good snake room. Yeah, we're moving, I know. You helped clean the house. And now we're waiting for our inspection. You wanna go in my hat? Okay, I see you. Ruben, very fashion forward, Ruben.